Hello, I'm gonna make a video lying down like this. So, I'm gonna talk a little bit about my experience in online video games, and I think it's more than just a specific game, it's many games, like pretty much all competitive games. There are millions of people in the world who are ugly, miserable, and unhappy in their lives, who play competitive video games online and do nothing else with their time or energy. And they're addicted to the dopamine of fucking over other people in a video game and winning and getting higher in the rank. And it's miserable to play online video games. It's shitty. Because I've tried to describe it before, but it's like greasy, sweaty, like that's how I like to describe it. Like the amount of attention span and just crazy these losers have to be the best is what they strive for. And there are like millions of people living like this. Miserable. All they do is play some competitive video game. They will use every just greasy, sweaty, broken mechanic in the game to win. It's not about anything else other than winning. Very, very sweaty. Probably thousands upon thousands of hours in their game of choice. And sometimes even like BMing, which is bad mouthing or being toxic towards other players when they're better. And there's tons of games. There's Marvel Rivals, there's Overwatch, there's first-person shooters, there's Dead by Daylight, there's competitive person versus person games. Millions of people that play this way. And I don't play that way. I am not the best of the best. And I like to have fun. But the only way to beat other people that play like that, shoot there, is you have to be that same exact energy and just as psychopathic. And I don't want to be that. And so what happens is my experience in competitive online video games is shitty. It's so miserable. It feels like shit. Because it's full of these types of players. Sometimes they're on my team and it's just like uninteresting. And sometimes they're on the enemy team and it's really shitty. I like an interesting game. And I made a video about this like recently about dopamine addiction. And I think that's really the cause of me playing video games for so long. Which I did mention earlier. I think other people are hooked on it as well. But I'm not as interested in being some sweaty ADHD, no brain cells, thousands of hours, potato chips, Mountain Dew kind of gamer. I don't desire that. And it's like, it's shitty. It feels shitty. The gaming experience feels shitty. And when, like, crappy things happen to me, my first reaction, which is a human reaction, is to project onto my teammates and point out, thinking that they are bad when they usually aren't. Or they're doing what they think is best in the moment. My teammates aren't usually just trash. But it's easy to project when things are frustrating. I played online video games with other people, PvP, for literally over 10 years. Honestly, yeah, 10 years, probably about 11. And I started it late into high school. Early high school was more playing on my own solo games. And it was like feeling depressed and feeling the weight of the trauma from my family. And burying myself into a video game to feel better. And the same bandage came with competitive. And I think it probably started with Mario Kart. It's probably like 15 years old. And then it became, I think the first one I played was a MOBA. Not League of Legends, but a different one. I even had a friend tell me once, like, I don't like playing with you when you get angry. And I would get angry. Rage, like full rage angry. Partly because I'm autistic, and there's something called autistic meltdown, which for me, I believe that's what that is. It's like a meltdown for me in rage when things get extremely stressful. And the shitty thing about that particular component is people will push you to try to get that reaction, and then they get schadenfreude and joyful and happy when they make you feel like shit and explode. There's people out there like that. So, bottom line is, and I've gone back and forth on this a couple times, but I've like uninstalled games like this off and on. And I don't have a similar experience to other people with certain video games. Like, with the, with games, sometimes people will quit them, and it's never for the same reason that I quit them. But I always have this pattern of like rage, anger, stress, overwhelm, overstimulation, and frustration. And when I feel that way, I project sometimes, and other times I just get really furious. And it feels awful. Oh. Feels horrific is what it feels like. And I don't really know what to do. At the end of the day, do I want to keep playing video games? Do I want to get better at video games? Doesn't really matter how good you get. at video games, there's always going to be other people who are better. You're never going to be the best. And if you're not in it for like the sport of it, the winning and the losing, and why do we play video games? Aside from dopamine. If you're playing it just for dopamine, is it really going to be a fun experience? I don't think so. So, I think I need to decide what I'm doing. I like the fantasy games I play, but like World of Warcraft I quit because the competitive nature, it was just kind of dry to me. I hit max level and it just wasn't fun. And then the competitive PvP scene was not that fun either. And then Overwatch was shit. It was shitty to me. You know? What's the other game? Oh, and then the Smite game. The Smite game is just shit. It's shitty experience for me. I played for 3 hours today. And I recorded the whole thing. And I won 2 games and I lost 3. And every game was miserable. And I'm always doing things to try to improve. I'm trying to reflect on my mistakes. I'm trying to improve, find little ways to get better. It just feels like it doesn't matter. Yeah, because in the end, and I rewatched the footage, in the end it's like I was using my ult the wrong way. I was missing abilities, missing attacks, not paying attention to the map, and the bottom line is like with video games like this, you have to memorize all the items, you have to memorize all the builds, you have to know all the different characters in a MOBA and how they interact with one another, and be able to read the items and the map and know and understand the mechanics of the game to be good. And that can take 100, 200 hours just to understand the game fully. And what do you get? When you understand the game fully, you understand everything inside and out, and you spend thousands of hours gaining skill in the video game, which I have. I've spent thousands of hours in a video game trying to get better. I've had moments where I play really, really well, really extremely well. Other moments where I play like I'm a noob who has never played the game before. And at the end of the day, it's like, what do you get? What do you get after 10,000 hours in a game? Do you get a $100,000 prize? Do you get a reward? Do you get to say you beat the game? You don't get any of that. It's an endless loop that never ends. There's always going to be someone better than you at the video game. And bottom line is you're wasting your fucking time. You're wasting your time. Sure, in moderation, whatever. But that moderation could also be spent reading books, or building a business, or doing something. So many people play video games just for the dopamine, me included. There's other ways to get dopamine in more regulated ways, too. Video games are like an addiction in that sense. And maybe it's time to let it go. Because, I don't know. I like the fantasy games, don't get me wrong. I love playing those. I love adventuring in a fantasy world. But the high dopamine release games, like competitive PvP games, I don't have fun. I don't enjoy my time. I'm angry. Even when I do get shit tons of dopamine flooded through my system by winning a bunch, I'm not actually that happy or satisfied. I just feel hollow and wanting to keep doing more and having neglected myself and my body and all that. One more game, right? I think I have had an addiction problem with video games related to dopamine. Every time I go to video games, competitive PvP video games, I just don't have fun. I've never played and felt like, wow, I had a lot of fun then. It's all contingent on how much dopamine I get. And that's contingent on how much I'm sweating, how much I hit all of my abilities, how much I am perfect at the game against other human beings who are sometimes trying to do the same thing. You know how often I see people call their teammates trash and useless, worthless teammates, report this person, Sorry, there's a weird thing going on outside. The little girl was laughing and the mom was yelling, so it was just weird. Anyway, I don't think video games are in alignment with my purpose. Not even on YouTube. Fantasy, exploration maybe, but not this. Do I leave the series up or do I delete them? I might end up deleting them later. We'll figure that out as we go. But I would be a lot happier, I think, if I didn't play video games as much as I did. And I focused on the things that are really important to me, which are things in real life, not on a video game. Video games have become such a part of our culture. But yeah, I know I don't play well, and I don't play perfectly, and I panic, and I get overwhelmed, and I get stressed, and the experience isn't very fun, and it's only sometimes rewarding when I get dopamine, and I'm the type of person who dies 9 times and gets 1 kill. All game. And my skills in real life that I desire to improve are not as progressed as they could be because I waste so much time playing video games. And my skill in video games has seemingly not improved over 11 years of playing them. So, I uninstalled a game. I have my fantasy exploration game still, but I think I might leave it that way. I uninstalled Smite 2. And I know I deleted my account for the other thing, whatever game that was. Like Blizzard. But I think it's a bigger thing than just one game, you know? And I do think I don't hear enough people talking about video game addiction. Spending 10 hours, 5 hours, 3 hours every day, however much, playing a video game for dopamine. Instead of something that's healthy for dopamine, like walking or exercising or going into nature or reading something. Sure, they're more boring, but they're more boring because the dopamine release is less in spikes. I think everything I want is on the other side of cutting out addiction from my life. And I've had addiction problems my whole life with this. Video games, major. Social media addiction, a little bit too. So, the awareness is the first step. I have a problem, I think. No, I know I have a problem. Especially because the way I have a relationship with a competitive game is every time I walk by my computer, I want to play that game, no matter what time of day it is, no matter what my responsibility is. As soon as I get home, I want to play that game. As soon as I wake up, I don't want to eat anything, I want to play that game. If that's the case, it's probably an addiction and not a fun recreational game. Quit. So I'm going to start following my dreams, my passions, things that matter to me. And I'm going to get out of this hellhole addiction problem with video games. People don't like the term addict or alcoholic if it's alcohol. But it's good to have a dangerous term for a dangerous thing. My life is full of chaos. I don't stick to a schedule. I will stay up until the wee hours of the morning playing video games, sleep in all day. It's been a pattern my entire adult life and teenage years. And I managed to function with all of that weight. And early on, the video games were used as a coping mechanism for trauma that I was experiencing. I don't need that anymore. I think a lot of people play video games as a teenager because of abusive or toxic or neglectful relationships at home. And it's an escape outlet. I think at some point you need to realize when that's no longer serving you and you need to step away and realize you're safe. I'm in my own apartment. I don't have toxic, shitty circumstances going on around me. I have all my own autonomy over my life and myself. My life is really fucking good. Why do I play video games? Because it's something I've always done. Rather than something I want to do. It's a part of my purpose. And for some people, I do believe video games are a part of their purpose. Maybe in some ways it's part of mine. But there are bigger things that are a part of my purpose. So I'm going to cut the video here. I'm going to go get to work on what I need to do. But yeah. It's time. So unfortunately I get like, and this is what's been really helpful for me on this YouTube channel, is like I get less than 10 episodes in to a video game. And maybe that's not great for consistency. But I get less than 10 into a video game. And I've played shit tons of hours on the video game. Off camera. And I have the same experience. And it's like blackout drunk for me. I don't ever do video games in moderation. I will play 100 hours in a week. And record 8, maybe. But it's not good, dude. So we're gonna break free. And bring awareness to this problem in my life. Addiction. But yeah, I just get angry. I get frustrated. I get angry. Angry. And I don't want to play something that makes me angry all the time. I want to exist in real life, not in a two-dimensional video game. You know? I think there's a time to start playing video games. And there's a time to fucking stop. What could my life be? How far could I go? What could I fucking do if I stopped drinking alcohol? You know, getting high, doing video games, playing video games, binge watching marathons of episodes, wasting my life on social media. How far could I go? And a big part, my friend Bianca told me that's a big part of breaking out of this, any kind of addiction, is accountability. And when you get the urge to go for the thing, you have a replacement. So it's different with physical addictions, things that physiologically your body's addicted to. But with mental addictions, you could do a push-up. You could do a short walk. You could drink a glass of water every time that you get the urge to play the video game or whatever. Think how much you could do, how far you could go if you stop wasting so much fucking time, energy, and even wasting your body away doing this shit, doing this stuff that isn't for your highest good, you know? Sometimes you have to experience it to learn that, but it's hard. So I think that's what I want to do. Fuck you, video games. Fuck you. Fuck you, you stupid video games. Never gonna play you again. Yeah. Fuck that video game. I don't want to fucking play it. Apologies to everybody. But I have to choose me. And I can't play PvP video games in moderation. It's one of those things for me. It's like alcohol for some people. They can't drink unless they get blackout drunk. I can't play video games unless I go way over the deep end. It's not possible for me to have a casual relationship with video games. I can have a casual relationship with alcohol. Easy. But not video games. So, thanks for watching. See you next time. We're going to remember to keep growing. Keep growing. Hang in there. I love you.